Hey Bold Thinkers, it's Kanisha from boldlivingtoday.com. Happy Monday and happy autumn. I'm so excited it's finally fall. It's my absolute favorite season. And even though I live in California and it's still going to be 86 degrees today, I do feel the shift and the change in the seasons energetically. And I just get really excited about the coziness, the ease, the warmth, and kind of like the abundant time of the autumn season, because I get to plant all these great seeds and kind of think ahead to the calendar year ending, and getting all excited about the new year, because I always get excited about the new year, even though I sometimes don't feel like I always get everything done for the plans I've made for the current year. So this morning already, I had a great session with a client. She doesn't live in California, so we meet via video conferencing, and we had a really good and deep and sort of emotional session. And she was talking about, autumn is here, and even though she likes the change of pace of this season, slowing things down from summer and things being a little bit more calm and deeper, she also feels the pressure of the calendar year ending, and she just feels like she should have done so many more things and gotten so much more done. And I was just saying, that's kind of the outside cycle of information that comes to us. It's like, October's almost here. It's the fourth quarter. You only have 3 months to finish all the things you needed to do for this calendar year. And I told her to just kind of stop listening to those messages and resist internalizing that information. And she said, I'm a grown woman. I've been hearing these messages for forever, and it's kind of ingrained and stuck in me. And then I was, shifting the conversation just a little bit to give her a little bit of space to, breathe a little bit more and to be open to some additional thoughts and information. I asked if she had watched the Emmy Awards last night, and she had. And I also watched them. I love the start of award season. It's kind of like my big sports season. I print out ballots. I try to watch as many movies and shows as possible and to be informed, and my family totally tolerates me in this, so it's been a really nice family tradition to do these things. And so I was talking to my client, and I told her, I said, did you happen to hear Billy Porter's acceptance speech when he accepted the award for his Emmy? So proud of him. Oh, he looked amazing. And she said, yeah. And so I just reminded her of the James Baldwin quote, and I'll read it to you here. Billy Porter included this in his acceptance speech last night, and he said, "It took many years of vomiting up all the filth that I had been taught about myself and halfway believed before I could walk around this earth like I had the right to be here." And so, I brought to mind this quote, and I told her to just sit with that today and maybe to journal about it throughout the week and think about some of the messaging she has received, through her life around what it means when autumn arrives, or what it means to have gotten like all your resolutions tackled or all your goals achieved by this time of the calendar year, and to figure out what parts of that information, of that thinking, of that process really doesn't fit her life right now and how she can figure out how to reframe that, and how she can figure out what parts will fit and what parts won't fit, and create a different ideology and a different bold mindset around all of that. And so I just brought that to mind, and it was really nice for us to take a break from the seriousness of the session, but align it with something that's going on in current pop culture, and just have a moment of understanding that a lot of us sometimes feel this way, and we all have to figure out ways to regroup or reformulate our ideology around what it means to be us, what it means to be in this world in your way, and be okay with that, and understand your worth and understand your value, and let that propel you to your next stage in your own time, in your own way, at your own pace. Because a lot of times it's like, go, 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 time is now, we're running out of time. And I kind of feel like, as long as you're taking some movement forward, whatever speed that is, you're doing well. You're doing very well. You don't have to always go at a frenetic pace. And a lot of high achieving women feel like you always have to be going, going, going at all times. And, we need time to pause and to re-energize and to refuel. And then the other thing my client and I were talking about in regards to the Emmys, we also referenced or discussed Alex Bornstein's acceptance speech. I just love her. I loved her when she was on Mad TV. I loved her on Family Guy. Love that show. Sorry, it's so irreverent, but I do love it because it's great, funny references. And then in The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, and I love what she said specifically about her grandma and women. And so, you know, I just printed this out because I wanted to get it just right. And my client and I were talking about this loosely today. So she says, Alex Bornstein says, to my grandmother, Nudgy, they are immigrants. They are Holocaust survivors. My grandmother turned to a guard. She was in line to be shot into a pit. And she said, what happens if I step out of line? And he said, I don't have the heart to shoot you, but somebody will. And she stepped out of line. And for that, I am here and my children are here. So step out of line, ladies, step out of line. So that was kind of like the closing of my session with my client. And I told her, let's, you know, just focus on this week of, you know, untangling from these ideologies that are keeping you stuck or making you feel fall, and step out of line of that thinking. You know, step out of line of doing things that are expected of you when you don't expect them of yourselves, and those aren't aligned with your standards, and those are not aligned with your visions or your power or your passion. Step out of line for that. And in stepping out of line, I told her to listen closely to the whispers of her life that are telling her what she thinks she wants, and how true is that to the way she's living. And then to, you know, invite opportunities into her life so that she can have space to live fuller, live boldly without all these external pressures. It's okay to let that go when you step out of line. And then I also told her to, you know, negotiate the time she spends, you know, worrying about everything so much and all the time. I know a lot of us have worries and we are mentally burdened, but we can take a break from that. We can say, you know, from this time to this time, I'm just not going to worry. On these days, I just don't worry. And it's not irresponsible because we need some mental relief. And then I just told her to engage in more fun activities, and not fun activities that just cost money, but things that fill her up, that help her relax, and that help her, you know, have enough mental capacity to take better care of herself physically and mentally, so that she can get on with the things she wants to do during this current season of autumn and throughout the rest of the year, and to feel good about it. So I hope you are excited about autumn. I'm super excited about it. And, you know, I'm doing a course on October 9th around focusing on abundance during this season. So that information is on my website, and it's also in the link in my bio. So check it out. I would love to know what plans you have for this autumn around filling yourself up, stepping out of line, and, you know, untangling from messages that don't serve you. So have a great day, everybody.